I had a photographer steal one of my photos and then try to pass it off and market it as their own. So let's talk about what went down, how I responded to it, and how you should think about protecting your own work. Are you tired of the endless stream of fantasy marketing and vanity metrics? Yeah, so am I. My name is James Patrick, and I'm an internationally published photographer, media specialist, and marketing strategist. As a creative entrepreneur, I face the same exact frustrations you have, being bombarded by generic advice that promises success but never lives up to the hype. We need to move beyond the posturing, beyond the facade, beyond the image to navigate the unique challenges we face as creatives. Together, we're going to dive into real stories, real strategies, and the real work that can lead to the real results. This is the Beyond the Image podcast. What is going on? And thank you so much for tuning into this or latest episode of the Beyond the Image podcast. I'm honored that you could take some time to get some information and get a little inspiration to help you in your creative entrepreneurial journey. So this was a particularly concerning experience that I had, and it came right on the heels of another concerning experience I had, which I've shared on this show, which is when someone stole photo gear from my photo studio. And in this instance, someone took one of my images, posted it on their Instagram, and tried to play it off as their own work. Now, this all came into my attention when I got the following DM. Hey, I just wanted to alert you to the fact that a photographer I used to know has a photo or has your photo claiming it as his own. He's done this with numerous shots he's uploaded recently, and I know how taking credit for someone else's work is a problem in your industry. I mean, I'd say so. He did it to a friend of mine, so I wanted to alert you as you deserve to know. Whatever you decide to do, I'd really appreciate it not being named, as I've cut ties with this individual and want to stay out of any drama. Absolutely love your work. Drama was about to ensue. So I went over to this individual's profile, and sure enough, this photographer had my work posted as his own. It was a photo I shot back in 2018, was published in the January 2019 issue of Scott's Health magazine. It was with one of my longstanding clients, Ashley Ween. And clearly, I mean, he had a post and he said, featuring Stacy. Well, her name's Ashley, and this isn't your photo. This is my photo. So a couple different things I did to rectify this situation right off the bat. My first step was I sent him a cease and desist. Now, I didn't even bother going to his website. I just sent it directly to his DM. And I said, you are legally posting my copyrighted work and you're claiming it as your own. If these images are not removed today, I'll not only be pursuing legal action against you, I'm going to publicize your scan. Copies of all this are being sent to my lawyer. Simultaneous to this, I filed a copyright report with Instagram on the post in question. So I did both those things simultaneously. From there, I then commented on his post itself. I commented to say, this is not your photo. You stole this photo from me. This is a copyright image that you are illegally claiming is yours. Remove immediately. Now, he didn't respond to my DM, but once I commented on his post and was publicly calling him out on his post, then he removed the image. But he never acknowledged what he did. He never responded to my message. He just kind of appeared like he wanted to sweep the whole thing under the rug and hoping no one else would see it or notice it. And then he went and blocked me on social media. And that wasn't really going to fly with me. So what I did was I posted an entire reel on Instagram outing who this person was. I shared his two handles. I shared screenshots of the copyright theft. I shared all the information I had, including the DM that I sent him requesting that he remove it. But I took it a little bit further. I saw that he was presenting at a workshop at a camera store in his area, which he's in Australia. So I made sure they knew about what he did. I made sure they saw the real. I tagged the camera store in my posts, in all of my stories. I sent them a DM with all of the receipts, letting them know what he did. Now I really had his attention. But did this individual own up and apologize for what he did? Did he say, I'm so sorry? Did he even try to make an excuse? Oh, this was a mistake. I confused this for one of my images. Like, there could have been a few different ways he could have tried to weasel his way out of this. But what he ended up doing was claiming it never happened, as if I didn't have the evidence. He would respond to my comments online to say, these are lies. Then he went forward and sent me a DM, only to further deny anything ever happened. But what he's doing, and this is interesting. So here's a DM. There are no images of yours on my page. If you don't remove any posts or stories or comments, I'll sue you for defamation and contact my lawyer. I don't want further action. Please remove or I'll take this further. So according to his logic, the fact that he deleted it, that he took it down, meant that it never was up to begin with. The fact that he removed it, that he deleted it, means it didn't actually happen. And that's not how crime works. That's not how anything works. I mean, this guy is not of an age that he should not know what a screenshot is. And then this empty threat of defamation, this only works when you didn't take the action that I'm saying you took. Because in defamation, you have to prove the person's lying. But I have all the proof that you took the action I'm saying you took, that you stole my image and you posted it and you claimed it was your work. You don't need a law degree, or in my case, a journalism degree, to be able to figure that out. But he was getting desperate. And the fact that I was amplifying the messaging against him started to really get to him. And I plainly let him know, hey, you're welcome to try to sue me. I have proof of everything. Good luck. Now, my hard stance on the fact that I was pushing this pretty aggressively online, and the fact that my video of what he did was starting to go viral, continued to amplify pressure against him. It started to make him nervous. And within an hour, I had made the decision to delete everything. So why did I do that? And there's a few reasons. The first is that he did actually take down the work that I asked him to take down. The second is, in a way, in his way, without claiming any ownership, he did try to apologize. But number three, he ended up starting to get super personal with stuff that I'm not going to share. And whether or not what he was telling me was a plea for sympathy or a plea for help is kind of irrelevant. What it was, however, was a clear indicator that this person needs help and support beyond what I could even offer them or care to think about or care to even dive into. He's already dealing with a lot worse stuff than what I'm going to be throwing his way. And more importantly, and I mentioned this when the person stole my photo gear, and I says, I'm not going to name who this person is because they returned the gear. I am not in the business of trying to hurt other people's businesses. I don't find it fun. I don't get joy out of it. I don't like fighting. I don't relish trying to tear other people down. And I don't want to have a monetization built off creating content that tears other people down, regardless of what they did to me. These experiences I don't find entertaining, and I don't want them to be entertainment. I mean, this guy who's a freaking loser completely almost destroyed his career for a post that when he posted had 19 likes. 19 likes. That's how much the stolen image you posted got for you. Was it worth that? No. So I took action quickly and severely in efforts to protect my work. Because our images as creative professionals are the most valuable assets we have. And if this happened again, I would take similar action. So what to do should you come into a situation, and hopefully you don't, but if you're a photographer and you've been shooting long enough, you will. to protect your work. Number one, know that every image you take is immediately copyrighted unless you sign those copyrights away. Just by creating work, you own the copyright to that work. And when someone was asking for clarification on what does it mean sign your rights away, if you did a work for hire and in your contract and that work for hire stipulated that you forego all rights to your work, that'd be an example of giving your rights away. If someone hired you for a photo shoot and then signed a contract with you claiming that they are retaining 100% of the copyright and you retain no copyright, you're not sharing copyright, that'd be an example of signing your rights away. But unless you did that, you own the copyrights. Okay. You can go further and you can register your work with the US Copyright Office. Now, you do not need to register your work with the US Copyright Office to own the copyright. You already do, but registering any of your work helps you if you wanted to seek damages. Number 3, document any and all infringements that you come across. Number 4, immediately send a cease and desist. Document everything that's happening, save all the screenshots, clearly show that you know what they did and you require that they rectify the situation. Number 5, do not be afraid to speak up and get loud about this. It is 2025. It is inexcusable for people not to understand image rights and that people do not have the rights to take whatever image they want and use it. Now, what this individual did was far more nefarious because it wasn't like he was just taking an image and running it in an advertisement, an image he didn't own, to be clear. He was claiming an image that he didn't take was his work. That is way more creepy, way more illegal, way more devious. But do not be afraid to ever get loud about what's happening and enact other people to get loud with you, which is why I went public with this information. And any of these 5 things is going to solve most, if not all, of the experiences that you may have when it comes to copyright infringement. But then number 6, if you need, get legal help. There are legal support systems that specialize in working with creatives to protect their copyrights. And I'm working on a longer podcast to kind of expand upon the copyright system and how to copyright your work and what your rights are when it comes to your work. So I'm working on that with a lawyer who I want to have as a guest on the show. But I wanted to share these 6 things to at least get you thinking about what you need to do as a creative to protect your assets, to cover your assets. That's what we should call that podcast. But yeah, what a weird experience. 2 weird experiences in a row. Kind of blows my mind. But nonetheless, thank you so much for tuning into this, our latest episode of the Beyond the Image podcast. I appreciate your 5-star reviews. I appreciate you telling a friend about this show. Catch you on the next episode. Take care, everyone.